Before learning those more convenient ways, it's however important to understand how you can navigate between elements in the DOM. And as I said, for example, you can chain children calls like this. So if I log this again, console log, and I'm accessing the first child of this block here, so body, and then the first child, and then the first child of that accessed element. Well, the first child of this body part is of course the unordered list, and then the first child of the unordered list is this list item. So if I now print this to the console, you see indeed that what we now selected is a list item, which as a content has a link, by the way, because, well, it has this content of a link. You may not only access all your elements with this array and then the index. If you, for example, want the first child, you can use first child like this. Now, if I get rid of children, what do you think we'll see if I hit run? Well, you probably expected to get the unordered list here. However, instead we get something else, and I'll tell you what we got. We got the white space before the unordered list, because this is the first child. Now you might say, that's stupid, I'm not interested in that, I want to get the first element here, no matter if there is a white space in front of it or not. And you can select it with the first element child property here. If I now hit run, you get the unordered list here, as you can see. So now you're selecting this. Of course, you also have the last element child. Now, if I clear this, what do you expect we'll now get? Well, here we get a script element, which you can't see here, but again, that is something J has been entered for us. But of course, normally you would also get the unordered list, because it's the first and last child. There are no other direct childs to body, only the nested ones in unordered list. But when we're talking about the body here, well, we only got the unordered list here. We also can, for example, select the first element child, then the first element child to get the first list item, and then the next element sibling. What do you think we'll now get? Well, we get a list item, and to see which one we get, I'll change the text so that they don't all have the same text inside the links. So if I run this again, you see we get link 2. So we got the second list item here, which makes sense since we're selecting the first element child of our body, which is the unordered list. Then the first element child inside this unordered list, which is this list item. And then the next element sibling of this, which is of course this one. This is the next element sibling of this list item. And this is how you can traverse inside the DOM, how you can move between different objects with these first element child, next element sibling, and so on methods. If I select the first element child, and then again the first element child, so if I select this item, but now I'm not using the next element sibling, but instead the parent element. If I now hit run, well, I get the unordered list again, because I'm selecting the first element child, which is the unordered list, then the first element child, which is the list item, and then the parent element again. And the parent element of this list item, of course, is the unordered list. So I took a step into this and then one back out. And again, this is how you can traverse here, and with this traversal, you should be able to select whichever element you need to select because you want to change something.